Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my sweet home. My name is Tracy Campbell, and I want to welcome you into my home this evening for a Halloween special crafting live tonight at this unusual time for me. So we're letting out all the spooks and we're letting out all the haunting and the spells tonight for a fun little vintage themed Halloween craft and decorating live tonight. So come on in and join me. Please say hello. My name is Tracy Campbell and welcome to my sweet home. Please let me know where you're watching from. And if you're new, let me know that too. I'd love to welcome you, meet you, and greet you. And come on in, let's have some fun this evening for some Halloween crafting tonight. Thank you so much for sprinkling, Miss Sue. Hi, Lisa and Belinda and Barbara. Audrey, we're going to have lots of ladies watching tonight because this is part of my Halloween series, vintage themed Halloween decorating, but this is also a special tonight for catering for the crafty ladies. So after my presentation tonight, I'd welcome you to go and join Driftwood and Shine. Her page, she's going to be having a craft after me tonight at 9:45. So we have lots of fun, and lots of you probably already seen lots of live at crafting tonight. So welcome and come on in. I'm so happy that you're here. I have some fun little Halloween decorating ideas for you tonight. So come on in and say hello. We've got Texas and Bernice. You are new to my sweet home. Welcome. Thank you for watching tonight and joining me. Glad you've made it here on my page tonight. New from California, Kimberly. Thank you for watching. Well, let me kind of show you around my sweet home just a little bit. Give you a little bit of background info for lots of you that are new here. My name is Tracy Campbell if you're just joining me. And this is my sweet home. I love decorating and crafting with all things that are vintage, rustic, grungy, things that have a history, things that have a story, things that you might find in your attic stored away in a memory box, or maybe at an estate sale, an antique store, even yard sales, which some of the things that I'm going to be using today I have found at yard sales this week. So those are the kinds of things that I enjoy doing. And so that's a lot of my inspiration comes from using things and in my home that I love that have a vintage and rustic feel. So if you like those things, I encourage you to follow my page and join me. And I also have a crafting and decorating group as well. It's free. Just share ideas and photos and things like that over there. It's a fun group. If you'd like to join us over there, let me know and I'd be happy to share the link after the live. And so just come on in and join me for tonight. Even if you don't enjoy decorating for Halloween, some of the ideas that I may give you tonight may give you some inspiration for decorating for fall or Christmas or even everyday decorating. Okay? All right. Hello, Miss Sherry. Thank you. I look cute and festive. Well, thank you. It has been a crazy day here at my sweet home. I apologize. I was originally planning to go live at 7:30, and I'm a mom of 3, and Friday nights are a little busy because Mom taxi service was supposed to have been off for the evening, but it didn't work out that way, and so we had some last minute changes, and so props to the ladies who worked it out with me, and we were able to swap around some spots. And so if you have been waiting for me to come on earlier, I apologize, but thank you for being here now. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so like I said, we're doing vintage themed Halloween decorating, and so let me show you some of the items that I'm going to be using tonight, and I'll tell you a little bit where I have found them and give you some ideas as well. Okay. All right, so on my table, now listen, if the comments are blocking your view of my tablescape here, I'm hoping that you can swipe your comments over to the side. I'm not sure which way. My camera's kind of reversed from what you're seeing on your screen. You can swipe them to the right, and it should clear the bottom of your screen so that you can see my table here, okay? All right, so let me go ahead and let me kind of disassemble what I have already kind of started here, just to kind of give you a preview of some of the items that we're going to be using. We're going to be using some vintage bottles. I love using these vintage bottles. I found these at an antique store. They're nothing fancy. You can find these on average from like $2 to $5 and sometimes even more, but usually they're pretty inexpensive. A lot of it depends on size and the kind of the history and the rarity of these, but you can find them pretty easily, okay? So we're using 2 of those. I'm using some vintage books. Some of these, this one came from Goodwill for $2. This one came from the same antique store local to me. They're just old, they're raggedy. I love the colors of them. I love that they're kind of falling apart and they have some worn edges. These little books tell stories and they're perfect for vintage themed decorating, okay? So we're using those. And then this week, while I was out and about, I came across a yard sale. And I always kind of, if it looks like good from a distance, I always kind of stop in and see if there's anything I can find that I can work with. And I found this little silver platter. Now, I think it was $2. No, I think it was $1.50 actually. But it's just a silver platter. I haven't even looked the information up. It looks like it's aluminum. And like it's all I can tell on the bottom. There is a little stamp. Anytime you're using or looking for collectibles, a lot of times there's information that's stamped on the bottom of these, and that can kind of give you a little bit of history if you look it up online. But I'm not interested in anything history on this one. It's just cool. I love the patina of it. Love that it had these worn edges around the sides, this little extra little decorative embellishments along the edges. So I'm going to use this. And then I also found, and we may or may not use this tonight, I've been looking for a cloche. I'm not sure if I'm even saying that right, but you know what I mean. It's like a glass lid, sort of like this. Some of them are tall and skinny. Some of them are just basically like a cake plate lid, okay? So I grabbed this also for $1.50 at the same yard sale where I found this one, all right? And so we're going to be using this as well. Let me set this over to the side because it's rather large and it may block our view. Okay, and then the other vintage item that we're going to be using. Take a look at these. These are awesome. These are going to be part of my Halloween vignette. At the end of my mini series here on My Sweet Home, I'm going to show you how to put together lots of the different crafts and projects that we're putting together in this little video series and show you how to make a beautiful Halloween themed tablescape, okay? And so look at these. I found these at the antique store close to me where I have found all my little glass bottles and such. But look at these, okay? Now these are like the real deal. They have like a cool glasses case, okay? Now, I haven't even cleaned these, but these are like so amazing. I haven't even looked them up, like information on them, but the cleaning cloth is still inside the glasses case. And just let me show you these little spectacles. They are spectacular. But like, I don't even know what time frame these would be from, but these are like the OG, like, earpieces. They're bendable wire. Can you believe that? I found these for $3. Okay, now am I gonna wear them? No, but they are amazing for things like Halloween decorating. We're gonna put together a fun themed vignette with these, and I'm telling you, you won't want to miss it because I've even had some other items that I'm gonna be using for a Halloween themed vignette, but this is gonna be part of our little decorating today. Okay, so take a look at those. All right, you all let me know if you're hearing me okay. If my sound is okay, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, or let me know in the comments, okay? Thank you, Lori. Aren't they cool? I love them. All right, and then I think everything else I have picked up at Dollar General or Dollar Tree. Okay, so let me just run through some of these items. Actually, this is from Walmart. I just grabbed a little bundle of black roses for Halloween. We're going to cut these apart and kind of tuck these in some places. Those are from Walmart, like 97 cents. We're going to be using some of these black glittery spiders from the Dollar General. The Dollar General. These are kind of messy, but they're going to be fun. Okay, they're glittery. But they have some little cobwebs already on them. So hint, hint, we're going to be using some spider webbing. Okay. And then I have some coffee stained cheesecloth that we may be using as a drapery. And then from the Dollar General, I grabbed some of these that we may or may not be using. These are just some creepy draping cloths that you can use in decorating tables for Halloween. Okay, I've just got a black one in like a off-white one, like a beige one. So we might be using those. Whoops, my sleeves are about to knock our glasses off. And then everything else is just going to be, we're going to be using a faux flickering candle. Okay, and we may be using this little urn. And then I have some printables that I have printed off. These are not designed by me, but I found them online, and I'll be happy to share the link with you, the link to where you can find these later. But these are going to go on some jars. We're going to create our own Halloween-themed apothecary jars, okay, for this little vignette tonight. So, I am blurry, Miss Gracie. Okay, blurry Mary Ellen. Let me double check. Let me know if I am clear now. We do have some weather moving in. Okay, let me know if that's any better, okay? If not, we'll just go, I'll disconnect from Wi-Fi. Okay, let me know if we're blurry or if we're clear. I'll wait just a second because I don't want you all to miss this, and I don't want to be disconnected either because no worries, I am into this live. Okay, thank you, Mary Ellen. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to start with the apothecary jars first, okay? So I'm going to use these vintage themed bottles first, okay? And I'm going to trim up one of these jars. Now, these are so fun. We have things that say bat wings, bone dust, feathers of the crow, toadstool clippings, spider venom, and arsenic poison. Let me get real close so you all can see these. These are so cool. All right. I think we're still blurry, so let me disconnect from my Wi-Fi. Give me just a second, and we'll see. Okay. Let me know if that's better. Let me know. Hi, Amanda. I am from Kentucky. Thank you, Janelle. I thought these are so cool, and it's something really easy to pull together. Blurry in and out. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you what. We have some weather moving in, but I typically don't go live at this time of the day. And so it could be, thank you, Orly, for sprinkling. It could just be our weather. I'm going to be using this little label right here that says Spider's Venom because we're going to be using some spiders in this little vignette. And so I think that'll be perfect. So I'm just going to kind of cut around the edges here. I'm not worried about it being perfectly cut because, you know, these are supposed to look vintage. So we're going to kind of roughen up the edges a little bit so that it looks and appears to be a true vintage apothecary bottle of spider venom. Let me go ahead and cut around these edges. And this may or may not fit perfectly on our bottle, but we'll see. And if not, we will just wrap it around the edges. All right, let me check the comments real quick. Claire from Miss Sherry, thank you. And Janelle looks good now. Yay! Thank you so much for letting me know. That helps me out. Thank you. All right. Cooper is watching. Hello. Thank you, Gracie, for letting me know we're better now, not blurry. Oh my goodness, my Mod Podge top is like, locked up on me. All right, we are going to just take some Mod Podge and we are going to use this Spider's Venom label. Let me get close up just one more time. All right, we're going to use this on one of these nifty jars. And let me see here. I'm looking to see which one it'll fit on better. I think I'm going to go with this large one on this one. And all I'm going to do is put just a thin layer of Mod Podge on the front of my bottle. Let me turn around this way so you all can look. Miss Terry, I am from Western Kentucky. I'm from close to Owensboro. So if you're familiar with Kentucky, most of you would probably know where Owensboro is, if you're familiar with Kentucky at all. But that's the nearest larger city that's close to me. And Owensboro is not large by any stretch, but most of the time that's the city that most people can relate to. When I tell them where I'm from, I just typically say Owensboro. I don't live right in Owensboro though. All right, let's see. Hello, Millie. Hi, Shelly. How are you? Terry, you are in Eastern Kentucky. All right. It's funny because my mom and my sister are texting, and so I'm getting texts on my phone while I'm live. They're not watching me. How dare they? I have to cast a spell on them. I just saw that my sister tried a new Pinterest recipe tonight, and she was sending me the link. So that will be interesting to see what she's making tonight. If you all know my sister, you can just tag her in the comments below so she'll know that I'm live. And maybe she'll know. Just stop texting me about a Pinterest recipe. It's all fun. Thank you, Judy. You love everything that's vintage. Hi, Marie. Hi, Angie and Deborah. Hi, Rachel. All right. So all I have done is I've added just a little layer, a light layer of Mod Podge on the bottom, under the label, okay? And I should have brought some paper towels in here with me. On the bottom, attach my label, and then put the label on top with another layer of Mod Podge, okay? And it's going to dry. And when it dries, it will be clear. And I'm seeing a little bit of wrinkling, but actually that would probably be kind of cool. It would probably add to the vintage look. All right, but we're going to let that dry for a little bit, and we'll come back and look at that in just a minute. But isn't that looking neat right now? All right, so let's do bottle number 2. Let's see what we're going to use on bottle number 2. Let's see. We have bat wings, bone dust, feathers of the crow, and I tell you what would be really cool. I kind of like this one with the skull and bones. I don't know if you can see that. See that one? I think it would fit on our bottle and it would be pretty big. It might be too big, but we'll see. Barbara loves vintage stuff. Cool, cool, cool. I love vintage stuff. I mean, you know, I usually try to drag my kids when I go to town. I say, I gotta stop at the antique store. I gotta look. And they're like, Mom. And my daughter's like, can I sit in the car? She doesn't like going in. She's like, that's creepy, Mom. She just creeps me out. Like, you're so silly. That's the fun of it sometimes, I think. I think I'm going to use the bat wings. No, I'm not. I'm going to use the crow. I'm going to use the feathers of the crow. And you know why? Because I have a crow little statue that I'm going to be using in my vignette at the end of my series. And so I think it would be kind of cool to have a bottle that has feathers of the crow on it. And so those two little items will kind of coordinate with each other. So we're going to have a apothecary bottle, I should say, of spider venom and feathers of the crow. I love decorating for Halloween. We love Halloween. You know, we don't get into anything like super creepy, but it's just fun to have a little bit of fun, especially since we've got 3 kiddos. They like dressing up, and we all make it a fun time. Yeah, I think that one's going to work pretty well. All right. Thank you, Sue, for welcoming all of our newbies. Yes. Thank you, Jasana. Yes, all these printables, I will be happy. These are not created by me. I did find them, but I will be happy to share the link with you to where you can find them. And all I did is I printed them on some brown craft paper, just using my printer here at home. Printed off a sheet, and yeah, they're so easy to use. And since they're printed on brown craft paper, it already kind of gives you that vintage look without having to do like any coffee staining or anything like that. And I ordered my brown craft paper printer paper off of Amazon, and I didn't even know they made such a thing, but they do. Yes, they make brown craft paper. It's like copy paper, but you can run it through your home printer. And so I ordered that and had it here just in a couple of days. And if you all are interested in the link for that, I'd be super happy to share that link with you too. I keep saying length. I don't know why tonight. The TH gets added to my link. My link word. My words are just tied. Gracie Campbell, you sprinkled. You all say hello to Miss Gracie Campbell. That's my sweetie. That's my daughter. She said she sprinkled. We just made her a Facebook account this week. So she's watching me live this afternoon, or actually tonight. I'm so used to going live in the daytime, I'm forgetting that it's nighttime. All right. Now, I'm just doing the same little Mod Podging here with this label. And then I'm going to kind of wipe the excess off. Now, this little jar has a little bit of curve, like an indentation to it. And so I kind of had to make sure that this label kind of gets pressed down in. You might be able to see a little bit of the curve inside the bottle there. Thank you. Hi, Brenda. All right. Thank you, Judy, for sprinkling. Thank you, Miss Debbie. So there we go. We have Feathers of the Crow, which we're letting our Mod Podge dry, and it will dry clear. Our spider venom is already pretty much dried. Isn't that neat? So we're going to have these two together in just a minute. We're going to kind of set these aside and let them dry. Let me put them over here so we can still see them. Whoop. Nope, my camera. This is so tricky. There we go. All right. Thank you, Sue, for saying hi to Gracie. She's watching. She's my daughter. Her first time watching me on live tonight. All right. So now let's go ahead with what I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. So, you know this little yard sale find, this little silver platter that I found. Thank you, Miss Sheila. She loves our bottles. Thank you, Carla, for sprinkling. All right, so I'm taking this urn, okay? Taking the silver yard sale find platter. I'm going to put some glue around the rim. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to put the... Am I going to do it that way? Let me look at this. You all help me decide. Should I put it this way? Or should I put it this way? Patsy, do I have any problem with the ink smearing when you use the Mod Podge? I didn't tonight. I think the trick may be to use very light coats of the Mod Podge. I think that might be the trick, because when you get it really saturated, I think sometimes it will pull some of the ink off, okay? Thank you, Kathy, for saying hello to my Gracie. Sandra, where did I get the glass? The glass bottles. These came from a local antique store, and you can find them pretty much at lots of antique stores. These are like vintage, like flavoring bottles. Some of them say like vanilla flavoring. Some of them might be different types of oils that were used. I don't even know the right 8 years that these were used. I just love the shape of them. I think they're really neat. And you can find them for like $2 to $3, sometimes a little bit more depending on size, but you can find them really. All right, so this part. So I'm seeing big part up, like the upside down one. Okay, so one more time. We go with the big part up, kind of like this one. Or do we want the big part down? I don't know. Let's see. Upside down, I see. The way you have it now, the big side up. Sometimes the comments are delayed. The big side up. I think I'm going to go, here's what I'm thinking. When I get this loaded up, it might be a little top heavy. It might kind of lean on me a little bit. Whereas if I think it might get a little top heavy if I have the skinny part down. Let me feel. Actually, I don't think it will. I think that'll work. I think I'm going to go with this, the big side up. I'm confusing. I have trouble making up my mind sometimes. Decisions. Okay, so all I'm going to do, I could use E6000, but I don't want it to be totally permanent. If I want to change it up, the hot glue comes apart a little bit easier than E6000 for sure. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a rim of hot glue around the top of my urn. Ooh, running out on my glue stick here. Okay, ouch, ouch, it's dripping on me. Okay, and we're gonna set that down right there. Wowzers, that's hot. Dripped right off on me. Make sure that that is centered the best that we can anyway. It doesn't have to be super perfect, but close enough. Okay, now I've got glue strings everywhere. All right, can somebody give me a time update? Because I do not want to run over, because 9:45 Driftwood and Shine is coming up next, and so I don't want to run into her time slot for sure. All right, so now look what we have. All right, we've got this. Now see, what we've done is we've taken this regular platter and we have elevated it up. We've given it some space under that we're going to be able to drape some cheesecloth under, and even make another little secondary vignette under it. When you're making vignettes, it's all about layering and different layers, different heights, and things like that. Thank you, Miss Gracie. It's 9:26, so I'm doing okay on time. Hi, Miss Tammy. Hi, Carrie. How are you all? Okay, so now what I'm going to do next, you know these vintage books, we're going to put this little vignette together, and then we'll wrap it up. You're going to love how we put this together. Okay, so remember how I told you I grabbed these at Goodwill, and it literally is falling apart. I might need to put a little bit of hot glue down in here and kind of keep my book together. Okay, so I'm going to take my book and I'm going to open it up this way, okay? Now, it doesn't want to stay open that way real well. So we're going to let it stay open the way it wants to. All right, now if we put it on the very back edge, it is going to get a little back heavy and it's going to want to tip over, at least until we get some of our things on the front, okay? Okay, so we're going to open this book. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our apothecary jars that we just made, and we're going to kind of put these over on the side a little bit so that we can see those. Hi, Miss Mary. Thank you for watching. And you know what? Have I lost my little glasses? No way. Where are they? Ah, look, they fell in my lap. They're so little and tiny. I just about lost them. You don't want to lose those thingies. Okay, so we're going to use these in just a minute. I think what I'm going to use next is this faux flickering battery operated candle. I'm going to put that right here. Oh, you know what? I got to have this book open to where it has words on both pages. I don't know why it has... That page doesn't have any words. That's boring. We have to have words. It makes it look like we're having a spell book opened. Okay, so we're going to do that. Actually, you know what I guess we could have done? And I'm going to do this next. This little book right here is so small. I'm going to fit it in right there. It's kind of like the colors and the design on that little book cover, but I can still see some wording on this side. I'm going to give you all a close-up view in just a second, okay? So hang tight and I will get real close that you can see this, okay? So I think I'm going to keep this cheesecloth down here because just to kind of show you that I can still stage things under this and still have a really cute vignette. Let me scoot a little bit closer so you can see this, okay? Hi, Miss Linda and Cheryl, Diane. Thank you all for watching. You want to let me know where you're watching from. We have lots of newbies here tonight, and so I would love to welcome you to my sweet home if I haven't met you before here at my sweet home. And then, let me see here what you can see. Let me just swipe my comments. There we go. Okay, now let me scoot this over just a tiny bit. Okay, so now if I were decorating like a table and making a really pretty centerpiece, this would be perfect. Use a cake plate. And if you don't have like a silver platter, use any cake plate. Look, you can even use a regular like a dinner plate use a bowl, turn the bowl upside down, or just set your plate on top of a bowl. You can make your own cake stand with those 2 items. You don't even have to glue it. If you have a bowl that's large enough to support your plate, you're good. You're good as gold there. Okay, you don't even have to do anything. And then I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna go with a little bit of black of this little drapery cloth that I got at the Dollar General. And the reason why I think I'm gonna go with black up here is because everything, oops, I hit my microphone. Sorry about that. Everything on my little display right here is really light colored, so I feel like I need a little bit of darkness here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna kind of layer this sort of like a table runner. You know how you use like a table runner and then set your centerpieces on top of it, that kind of thing. That's the idea I'm gonna go with here. So let me pick up a few. Oh, my little cloth is getting into my Mod Podge jar there. Okay. Now, as long as, I may have it a little bit thick. I may have to thin it down a little bit. But I know we're getting close on time, and I want you all to get a good look at our little vignette here. Okay? It's not cooperating. Okay, let's take this off. I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it. I think I just need to thin it out a little bit. That's what we can do though. We will cut apart some of these flowers, and that'll give us a little bit of depth with the black. That'll work. Can somebody give me a time update, please, and let me know what time it is? Miss Driftwood and Shine is coming up next at 9:45, and so I don't want to block her time out. I want to make sure that we're finished in time there. Sweet, my comments there. Thank you, Miss Sue, for my great imagination. Thank you. All right, so I think I'm going to leave it just like this. I kind of like the way this looks, right? Thank you, Miss Debbie. All right, so as you see, I hope I've given you some inspiration for some things that you might be able to pull out at your home. Listen, you don't even have to theme this for Halloween. Use this same thing, same idea, the same concept. Use some family photos. If you have some old vintage family photos, if you have some even some books that maybe have belonged to your grandfather, your grandparents, or something like that, wouldn't this be lovely to make a little vintage family themed vignette? You can see where you can take this, right? It doesn't have to be Halloween in any way, but even like if you were using like as an anniversary party for like maybe your grandparents, or even like a family reunion, let me tell you, this idea would work perfect for something like that. Even maybe like a retirement party, or let me think about this. I'm thinking maybe like, you know, as maybe like at a birthday party, if you're celebrating the life of someone who has lots of stories and lots of memories to share, make some little themed vignettes that tell a story. Wouldn't that be awesome? Pull out some knickknacks that you have in your attic, in memory boxes, in treasure boxes, and things like that. Use those items, okay? Because those items are so treasured. They deserve to be shown, their stories deserve to be told, and those memories deserve to be kept alive and passed down to generations to come, right? All right, so we see, let me see, what are I? Thank you for the ideas, Miss Alma. You're welcome. Thank you, Miss Sherry. All right, or you can maybe use dried white. Oh, my roses would be cool with this. Yeah, dried flowers would be really pretty. Thank you, Mom, for the idea. All right, thank you all so much for watching this afternoon. Listen, if you enjoyed this, if you love vintage themed decorating, follow my page, My Sweet Home, and I will see you all soon. I have some more vintage fall decorating and vintage Halloween coming up, and we're starting some vintage Christmas decorating too very soon. So you all stay tuned, and I will talk to you soon. Listen, Miss Driftwood and Shine, go check out her page. She's next. You all have a wonderful night, and thank you for joining me. Bye.